Let's talk some politics this afternoon because a tightly contested battle is hours away from decision in Ayawaso East constituency, with new polling tipping the NDC as favorite less than 24 hours before the voters head to the polls. Fresh data from Global InfoAnalytics points to an edge for the NDC's Baba Jamal in the by-election. He faces Baba Ali Yusuf of the New Patriotic Party, Ibrahim Idrisu of the Liberal Party of Ghana, and two independent candidates. Executive Director of Global InfoAnalytics, Musa Dankwa, speaking earlier on News Desk, explains what the numbers suggest heading into Election Day.
It's from NDC constituency. And if you look at the numbers we have, about 75% voters are in, 16% or 50% are empty, and 9% are voting for. So the results show that they are voting purely on party. The poll has a 95% confidence and minus error of lack of 93%. Ghana is not the only country that opinion polls are there. So it's not something new we are doing here. Everywhere in the world, there's opinion poll. Look, this is not a swing constituency. This is a stronghold of NDC. Nothing is going to change about that. No, you see, we can't generalize what we see in Lima. If this is happening in a swing constituency, then you can make some inferences. This is a stronghold of the NDC, and you don't expect an independent candidate from NDC to do well, but they are voting on party. 96% of NDC voters are voting for Bajama. 96%.
So you heard there the Executive Director of Global InfoAnalytics, Musa Dankwa. Let's go onto the telephone lines right now and speak to our reporter on the ground, Stephen Mensah. Stephen, what is the mood in the constituency ahead of tomorrow's election? Hello, Stephen.
For the mood in this constituency, I would say it's more of an expectation from most of these residents who live in this constituency. I'm standing right here at one of the busy centers in this constituency. That's the Nima market. And you would see a lot of people trooping in and out of this market and in and out of this constituency. And for most of the people we've spoken to, they indicate that they want development in this constituency. I'd want my camera guy to just pan and I'll show you something. This will be what you'll be seeing in and around most of the centers here in this constituency. Posters of all the candidates or most of the candidates in and around this center. You will see Baba Jamal, Umar Sana Mohammed, David Kano. These are representatives of the next or the election that will be coming up. And the man for which reason this election will be coming on, Nasser Toure, he will be the reason for the late Nasser Toure. He will be the reason for this election to come tomorrow. In less than some 12 hours, the election will begin. And we've seen some of the traders, and they say they want development in this area. I'd want to pick the thoughts of one of the ladies over here who trades over here. Auntie, good afternoon. What is on here? What's no more to about? Now maybe I'll say then I'll person who area Hanum.
Who person me?
Maybe I'll say then I'll person who area Hanum.
Say, if I should drink, I'm peggy diggity. What I say? Because who are some dear, who will be beer, tea passum drink, a pentokwa, a pesa bibia, and you come until Omwa are buying by Mamma police form by guiding a bibia, dear mine. Your pen is no, your pentokwa, because as I had a yesu yaka cry edity, and tokasu high bed in a atina, and see a passum drink, a pebibia boko.
So that was one trader over here, and she says that she's expecting peace and stability in this area come during and after the elections. We would understand that the police has indicated that 80 police officers, some 80 police officers will be deployed to each electoral area tomorrow for the by-elections. I want to pick the thoughts of more of the residents who are in this constituency also. Auntie, good afternoon. Welcome to JoyNews.
Good afternoon.
I want to pick your thoughts. What are your expectations for the next member of parliament?
Oh, okay. You know, Nima is one of the most vibrant yet densely populated within the suburb of Accra. And what I want from my member of parliament is unemployment among the youth. There's a lot of unemployment among the youth. So I plead with him to look at that sector, because most of the people around here, if you look at the environment, some of them are good in mechanic, plumber, and other tailoring within the, but because they lack certification, they cannot go far and work. So it creates more of that unemployment. So I'll also urge him to work on educational aspects, creating TVET centers within the sectors to be able to get certifications for such people in order for them to be employed in other companies within the community. And thirdly, I will look at the environment. The drainage systems and the waste management within the Nima community is very poor. So we would urge him to also, whoever is elected, would urge him to look at that aspect of sanitation, the drainage of our gutters within the community.
Thank you so much. So I'd also want to pick your thoughts. Do you share in the same opinions that you'd want development as in on employment provisions in this constituency?
Very well, very well. And my major concern is with the filth. Luckily for us, it's very visible. We are engulfed in filth all around us. So I would like the elected MP to tackle that one first. Second has to do with the indiscipline among the youth. If they have something doing, obviously, they will go to work, and this kind of indiscipline, taggery thing will stop. Okay, that's my main major issue. The rest can follow. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Chief, I'd want to come to yours. So what would be your message to the next member of parliament?
Well, basically, my name is Ijara Larry. I am an activist and a member of Concerned Nima Citizens Foundation. Where we are standing at is the Nima market. This is the heart of the Ayawaso East constituency. But what most people are not aware of immediately, the Ayawaso East constituency is mentioned, is that it is bordered by communities that are considered affluent. Kanda, you look at 37 area, even Flagstaff House is part of the constituency. And so what we would expect from the person who gets the nod in tomorrow's election is the ability to bridge the gap between these communities, that's Nima, Kanda, and so forth. When we say bridging the gap, we're looking at creating opportunities, real opportunities for the community. As has been mentioned earlier, there is youth unemployment, and one way to deal with youth unemployment is to create opportunities for them through education. One, the education must not only be focused on academics. We must also look at equipping youth with skills. And there are people who already have what they do. They have a trade. As I said, we are standing in the market. If this market is transformed to become an ultra-modern market, it becomes beneficial not only for us, but for the entire constituency and even the country at large, because people come from outside Ghana to trade within this Nima market weekly. And so that's one thing. Then there's the sanitation aspect, and there is an infrastructural gap. That when we say we want to bridge the gap between Nima and the surrounding communities, infrastructure is one. The road, for instance, we are along the Nima highway. If you are a motorist, you would attest to the fact that plying this route is not something enjoyable. You understand. Then the drainage systems can be improved. These are drainage systems that have served the community for decades. We need to reach a point in our development as a country where flooding would not be a concern each time it rains a bit. And so whoever gets the nod must be able to tackle those things. There are other things, but because of the amount of time we have in this interview, I'll limit it to these.
The election will be coming on in the next 24 hours, less than 24 hours. Should peace be a concern for you resident here?
So generally the impression, which is a misconception about Nima and some Zongo communities, is that there is violence in the community. No, it is not the case. Majority of the people are really peaceful, and so it is actually an expectation that this process is peaceful because it is a civic activity. We talk a lot about inclusion when it comes to governance. And so how can we be included if we do not participate? So the participatory aspect is not about people engaging physically, or it is a contest of ideas. And you would attest to the fact that over the past few weeks, the campaigning among the candidates, the primaries and even the general parliamentary campaigning has been peaceful and has been idea-based. That's what reflects the community. And so there are no concerns about violence and stuff like that. It is generally expected to be very peaceful, engaging, and an active process that would mark a new era for the Nima community and the Ayawaso East as a constituency in general.
Thank you so much, sir. So that would be some of the expectations from some of the residents living in this constituency. We are yet to see any active campaigning ongoing, but what we can attest to will be that there are active or visible campaign strategies, I would say, posters of all the independent candidates and other candidates in and around most of the places we see. What we'll see will be that there are paraphernalias hanging on some of the poles, and also some posters on boards, on kiosks, and other places. What we'd also notice will be that there are some visible structures, I would say, of the barricades of the police. The police have already indicated that there will be about 80 police officers deployed to each electoral area for this election cycle. I want to pick the thoughts of more people over here and get their thoughts on what they will be expecting from the next member of parliament come tomorrow elections. Auntie, good afternoon. Yeah, I'm Stephen. I'm with JoyNews.
Hey, who recorded me?
Ne bisa say.
Oh, me yeah, my afia me yeah.
Ochina yeah meaning pa. Ochina almost say ochina mo to aba hanom. And ne bisa mo say then I'm o hwe afa next member of parliament so be ba no. Then I'll person.
They mean to.
But then I'll person omo ye wo market han ma mo.
Market ni dey yen mayen. But ye beka salam alhamdulillah anwodi na ehia. Ye dey obebe bia bibia be yi amayen no. Ono na epepe asundwe. Empehwe.
O se enye mamo ne.
Enye mayen ni say adito niwo. Adito no eniwo. But adito niwo but ye beka say ade a ehia ni say adito no eniwo. But any problem bia abani dey obebe bia asundwe na e dey epe. A o man nim be fine amayen asa.
Auntie, me also to ade wa ha. We be so question back up. You be so say, we find out if you oba betade wa ha.
Me free down so ma.
If you dan so na eba ha betade. Then I'll say market hand, then I'll person who sell me sawa hand because if you honum ton na ba ha.
Oh, but me dey nya anti me pa nya ma me ton nyina me ba ha me nya. Enu nti na me ba ha.
So my interaction with these two ladies will be that will be the trade and that will be the person buying, the buyer and the seller, and the two have been indicating that one, they want a better infrastructure for this market. Right. And she, the buyer, is saying that she's come all the way from Dansoman, and she would want that everything she needs over here in this market is provided for them. This is what we can report from the Nima market and from the Ayawaso East constituency as pertaining to the election that will be happening in the next like 24 hours, less than 24 hours.
Right. Stephen Mensah, thank you very much. Still on the upcoming by-election, the Accra High Court has struck out Democracy Hub's suit seeking to halt the March 3rd Ayawaso East by-election, declining to dismiss the EC's recognition of NDC candidate Baba Jamal despite allegations of vote buying at the party's primary. This is certainly a developing story that we will be bringing our viewers more on that, and you can catch more on that on our website, myjoyonline.com.